Last week, I asked if you'd fallen for the art of tablescaping. And if that's left you scratching your head, what this simply means is that you use your dining table as a canvas, creating a look not just with your plates and your knives and forks, but with linens, with flowers, candles, creating an ambience. I think that's what it's called, tablescaping. My last guest this week knows a thing or two about setting a table. She's been hosting supper clubs since 2013, and she is on a mission to make interiors a less daunting space. Laura Jackson's a broadcaster, entrepreneur and co-founder of Glassette, an online homewares marketplace for beautifully curated objects. Glassette, whether you're northern, whether you're from down south, Laura, it's a beautiful word. What does it mean?
Well, it doesn't really mean anything, which was the point. I wanted to create a whole new world in the market. So I kind of wanted to piece together something that felt really personal to me. Two of my favourite restaurants in New York, they're called Frenchette and Glassette. One is in Brooklyn and one is in New York City. And I always really liked both of those words. So I kind of put them together to create my own word. And my best friend lives in New York, and I really love it as a city. It's energy, it's so vibrant and multicultural. There's so much energy there. And I thought that's what I want to have with a brand. I want to have community and energy at the heart of it.
It's really interesting because you talk about community, and we all kind of think of community as a physical space. But certainly, and before to an extent, but certainly post-COVID, community's become this world of connections digitally often, where it's a like-minded people coming together.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I really like the word community.
So do I.
As a word. It's so lovely.
Makes you feel safe, doesn't it?
It really does. And when I started this brand, I really wanted it to be about bringing together a community of people who really liked interiors, but whether they knew that they liked interiors or whether they just liked colour or patterns or shapes, just bringing lots of different people together. Fashion has always been really inclusive. I feel like it's always been really inclusive. I've always felt a part of it in Huddersfield, that I could go down the high street, buy an outfit on a Friday night, go out with the girls. I never felt part of homeware until I moved down to London and muscled my way in. And I really did muscle my way in.
I can believe it. Laura, tell me some of the designers you're excited about. Who have you brought on board that you're like, oh, they're great?
We just launched the art kiosk, which is a great celebration of new up-and-coming artists. I can't single out anybody because they are all brilliant. We are working with an amazing glass fuser called David Perry. Very excited about him. And we've just launched this new girl called Lucy Lott, who sells beautiful photographic prints, mainly of places in Italy, which makes me want to go on holiday. I am a bit of a hoarder because I have emotional connections to paper napkins that I once got on holiday 10 years ago, matches that I got in a restaurant in Italy, everything. And I wanted to create a place where people could buy items that they had emotional connections to because they knew who had made it and why it was made, where it was made, that it was made with love. So that when you had that item in your home and someone said, oh, that's a really nice vase, you don't just say, oh, yeah, I can't remember where I got it from. You're like, David Perry made it and he lives in Cornwall and he makes everything in his Newlyn studio, and you knew the journey of this piece and it meant something to you. And that's quite sustainable as well, because hopefully you will have that for a really long time because you've got that emotional connection to this piece. So we are a marketplace, and yes, we sell product. We are e-commerce, but we are adding literature to product. We are storytelling. We're content driven. We're editorially led. And I think that that's really important for people now. They don't just want to buy things. We're way past that.
Especially as well, looking at how you've launched the art kiosk, which is another thing that I talked about many years ago. I did an art supermarket at Harvey Nicks. I was like, why does art have to be in these massive, great, gorgeous, showrooms off Bond Street, which most of us, can occasionally go into and buy from? Why can it not be accessible? Because it's something that enriches a home so much, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I don't go to a gallery and buy art, and everything that I find is usually online and very much through Instagram or friends tagging me in posts or sending them to me online. We're trying to democratize an industry that's predominantly not been very inclusive. I think I really saw a gap in the market for that lover of homeware that didn't really know where to go. And that's what we try to do with art. We want to democratize it, make it into a really accessible, still aspirational, but really affordable place. And we curated 20 artists to put together a collection between 4 and 8 pieces to sell between 160 and 600 pounds. So 160 pound is still quite expensive, but for a piece of original art that nobody else has got, I think that that's quite affordable. So we launched Art Kiosk because we loved the sound of it, you know, being a bit markety. I love the word kiosk as well. I'm so dyslexic that I can't spell loads of words, but I really
You can
like
say them. That's all that matters, Laura. You're here on radio.
And I love how words sound. We really like the word kiosk.
I suppose the other thing you talk about not having inventory. So you operate on this dropship model. Explain to our listeners what that is and how it works and why you say it's sustainable.
So we don't own any stock. When somebody makes a purchase from our website, the brand will get an email saying, Mary's made an order. This is her address and this is what's in her basket. And the brand will sell it directly to you rather than me having a warehouse full of stock and sending it from me to you. So essentially, we're cutting out the middleman. So it's just a much leaner way of working. And it's quite interesting over the past couple of years that a lot of companies have been switching to a dropship model. Prada now only send out of their factory. They don't wholesale with anybody else. They have inventory less. My Teresa, a fashion website. John Lewis are doing it. Liberty are doing it. So it just cuts out, like I say, the middleman, having a warehouse full of water, people, carbon emissions, electricity. And it's just going from A to B instead of A, B and C.
We often think we're happier if we've got lots of choice, but it's not true when you look at the statistics of it, actually. It's like a great restaurant, you know, those restaurants where you used to go and there'd be like 20 things on the wine list as a book, and you're like, no, just give me 3 or 4 options here. Tell us about how you display them on the site and how you work that out.
One good thing about being an inventory-less model is we can jump on trends without buying the stock, which is really great.
Yes.
So we can do lots of storytelling and categorising by trends that happen today, yesterday, tomorrow. But I think it's about having a really tight curation. So, like you say, the more choice you give people, the more confusing it is. At the moment, our kind of storytelling is being led by film. So we're looking at different films.
Lovely.
So we just did Call Me By Your Name. So it's that beautiful Italian house. And we give examples of tablecloths and vases.
What are people tending to buy at the moment? What is the feeling?
Checkerboard. Everybody is obsessed with checkerboard. I just saw my friend Henry Holland and he's been doing checkerboard ceramics. He can't get them out fast enough. We love it.
That is. Where did that come from?
I actually don't know. I think that whenever I think about established checkerboard, I think about Louis Vuitton and kind of those fashion brands,
Or Vans.
Or Vans, exactly.
I
Vans.
just straight away gone to Vans.
Absolutely. Do you know, my daughter has some little Vans and I look at them and every day I'm jealous.
They're so cute.
Of a 2-year-old shoe. It's absolutely mad. But I think we can pick up on the trends, but we want people to buy things that will have longevity in their home.
Of course. And I think there's a real confidence in doing that, of just buying something because I love it. It makes me feel good. Laura Jackson, thank you so much.